Claire and Philip, thank you so much for joining me this morning. I really appreciate it. Congratulations on a fantastic film. My girlfriend and I got to watch it, and we really enjoyed it. I'm gonna tell you that.
Oh, good.
Thank you so much. That's wonderful.
Yeah. If there's one thing that she was very adamant about, and that I was too, is that your guys' acting throughout the movie was very, very well. And in a film that's really so intimate with only a few characters, that's really important.
Yeah.
So
I think that was.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I think because it was so intimate, it made it. We were able to really rely on each other and go into deeper places than we might have had it been a larger cast or a larger sort of ensemble. The fact that we were all there together really allowed us to sort of get even deeper into the characters and their relationships.
Definitely.
Go ahead. Yeah,
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say that Alex, who played Mary, I think as a leader for us all on set, she was so wonderful to work with and so smart in the way that she chose to work with Mary Shelley and embrace who she is and the psychology around her and the experience of going through this writing process. So we loved all the people we worked with is what I am trying to say.
That's always good.
Yeah.
You guys play very, very important supporting characters, I feel, because you bring such balance to the focus of Mary. Can you guys first of all talk a little bit about your characters? Claire, I believe you play Claire.
Yeah.
and Lord Byron. So if you could each take a little bit of time to tell everybody about them.
Sure. Yeah. So Clara Claremont was Mary Shelley's half sister. And she got to go on this journey and have Mary Shelley as her chaperone and travel to Lord Byron's mansion and have this sort of like magical, creative, artistic, explorative experience. Through the progression of the film, she is fairly close with Mary. Their relationship is strained due to a variety of circumstances, and she basically grows up in the course of the film. And playing Claire Claremont and diving into a real character was a really fun challenge, and I was able to sort of base a lot of my choices off of this really wonderful book, Romantic Outlaws, that both myself and Alex, who played Mary, took a look at and drew from. That and Nora's writing allowed us to explore these characters in a way that I felt was so exciting as an actor. I'm so grateful for that.
And I would say, again, Lord Byron is such, this is a historical figure that we know in the modern psyche. And so being able to bring what I imagine he would be like to the screen was exciting and exhilarating. And the way that Nora wrote him was very clear from the beginning. And I sort of feel like what I was so grateful for was that he's one of the catalysts to get the whole story going. He literally says, "Tell me a story. I wish to tremble." And what a sort of incredible invocation of this ghost and this journey that Mary gets to go on. And the challenge with him was sort of figuring out, how does he move between mischievous but not malicious, and also, has that spirit of being a rake. And he just wants to have a party. He wants to have a party and have a good time. And that was a really, Nora was the director, and she said to me, she goes, "I want you to have as much fun as you can." And once she gave me that, I was like, great, I get to run with it. And that was such a blessing.
Yeah, I was very impressed with the way both of you were able to move the story forward because of the fact that you can say that Mary and Percy were really stuck in the doldrums with all the issues they were having, specifically the huge issue of not being able to have a child and the loss of the child. Can you guys talk about maybe some of the things that you guys found interesting about their relationship?
Yeah, I think something I think was really interesting about Mary and Percy was sort of Mary's struggle with her own femininity, and her ability to be a mother. And Mary Shelley is an incredibly intelligent woman, and was sort of grappling with her creative idea and say, you know, she's like, I want to create this story. And there was sort of this jealousy and this pull, and there were, with her and Percy, right? It's like, there was this frustration with her in her writing. She wasn't just staying at home and taking care of a baby. She struggled to even hold her own child. She dealt with a miscarriage. You know, she had this strained relationship, and it's hard relationship with both Percy and relationship with herself. And I think that struggle actually allowed her to create Frankenstein, and create this, obviously, I mean, create this work that was so important to her own being and her own existence. And I think from the perspective of Claire, I think that in some ways, Claire was everything that Mary was incapable of being. She was able to be flirty. She was able to be sort of easygoing. She had this just innate mothering quality. And it was a really cool experience and hard experience to watch Mary try so hard to be intimate with Percy, and Percy tries so hard. They did love each other and failed. Yeah.
I think I was always struck, even when I first read it, on how what the relationship between Mary and Percy is a struggle in a relationship that is very modern, that's applicable to relationships today. And I thought, you know, even though this was a piece set, you know, in the 1800s, like, what an incredibly timely and universal relationship to look at as we look at relationships between men and women, and between artists that are together. So that's always been important to me.
Very good. This film was released 170 years after the anniversary of Mary Shelley's death. So definitely, I hope everybody gets to check it out on Shudder. And
Please
thank
do.
you so much for spending some time with me this morning. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Take care.